Good morning. What are you doing? Hi. Oh, yeah. Hi, happy boy. Rough night, didn't sleep well. I have a ton of paperwork that I have to tackle today. So I was just thinking, until I get better and can really edit videos, I think I'm just going to smush like little clips throughout the, the day together and just call that good. Hi. Oh, there he goes. So I'm feeling kind of frustrated. Here's the process for getting an aide with my medical diagnoses and insurance. So my doctor has to fill out paperwork. She basically needs to say, yes, I'm disabled. These are my diagnoses. These are my limitations. This is what I need assistance with. She sends that paperwork to my insurance company. Once that's done, then my insurance company has their own internal process where they review the application and determine whether or not I'm qualified for managed long-term care. I am. Then they send that over to the State Department of Health to review that internally and schedule to have a nurse come into my home to do a 2 to 3 hour assessment. They basically look at my diagnoses, they look around the home, they determine what I need assistance with. Basically, they just want to make sure that everything's in alignment. They also look at things like, do you need a handrail, like those sorts of things, like what kind of supports do you need? And based on my needs, they have like this whole formulary where they determine how many hours of assistance I need. I qualify for 21 hours of a personal care aide to assist with activities of daily living, or ADLs, for 3.5 hours a day at 6 days a week, or I could alternatively do 4 4-hour shifts and 1 5-hour shift, a total 21 hours. But I can't do less than 5 days a week, because if I go more than 2 days without assistance, it affects things I need help with is showering and sometimes dressing, if my arms are tired or if I'm not well. Preparing food and grocery shopping and errands and getting to the pharmacy and washing dishes, washing laundry, vacuuming, mopping, those sorts of things. And and transportation. I have medical transportation, but that is only for medicals. It's not even for pharmacy. So I need help with all that. So the whole process can usually takes 3 months or so. And then once I'm approved, then the clock starts. I have 30 days to find a smoke-free, fragrance-free aide. If I don't find an aide, they disenroll me, and then we got to start the whole process all over again. The way that their policy is set up is that if I'm not using an aide, they say, oh, you don't need an aide? Okay, well then, we're going to disenroll you. And unfortunately, I'm in a very unique situation because of the medical diagnoses that I have. I have a breathing disability and I have a mobility disability, which means I can't leave my home if the home has fragrance in it. I can't escape. I can't really air it out because the neighbors downstairs smoke. There's no yard. So it's like their windows are right below my window. So whether they're on the porch or they're hanging out in the alley between the two buildings or whatever, the smoke comes straight up and into my windows. So the housing is a real issue. Just a lot of barriers, and this county is not good at all for disabilities. They have, like if you have like a single diagnosis and a singular disability, there are some basic supports and services. Like if you're hard of hearing or deaf, there are supports and services. If you're visually impaired or blind, there are supports and services. If you have like a basic mobility challenge, there are supports and services. But for me, okay, so here's an example. So they have a bus, it's for mobility, and it comes to your door. Like I can call and order a bus to come to my door. But I'm stuck on the second floor in this apartment. I have a rollator that's, it's under 15 pounds, but I am not strong enough to carry that up and down the stairs. Plus, I have to get up and down the stairs safely. So the driver of that bus cannot leave the bus out of sight to come into the building, up the stairs into my apartment to get the rollator and carry it downstairs. So I need support with that. And because I have a rare autoimmune neuromuscular disease, that sometimes my legs randomly give out from underneath me. Much less frequently, but has happened on occasion, my arms don't want to work. If I fall, the driver can't be hands-on to pick me up. If my arms stop working and I can't push the rollator, the driver cannot assist. So my pass for that bus says must have an aide at all times. Thus, I can't even use the bus. Yeah, it's like that. These are the barriers and challenges and frustrations that I'm currently dealing with. I have a limited amount of energy a day. I want to prioritize like education and awareness because these challenges and barriers are not going away, and I feel it's really important to educate people as to what these are. My friends, people that I've known for years, people that I've worked with, people that knew me as a functioning, highly capable, like, rah, let's go get it, do it, get it done kind of person, are seeing like they're shocked. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe all the challenges and barriers and restrictions and limitations. And I'm like, yeah, so I think it's helpful to try and talk about some of this, expose this a little bit, gather some, to try and spread some awareness about the challenges that I face. So this county is not ideal for me. I would be better off returning to the county that I came from. I lost my housing due to the breathing disability with the fragrances, but I also was unable to work. So sooner or later I would have lost that housing anyhow because I wouldn't have been able to pay the rent. It just so happens my family owns this apartment, and so it was being used for storage. So some of the rooms got cleared out, and that's how I ended up here. Otherwise, I don't know where I'd be. Probably dead because it's bad. So my goal is to move back to the county that I came from, which is an hour and a half away. It's been a couple of years since I've been in that area. I've been mostly housebound and disabled. Most of my friends live busy, active, productive lives, so I haven't been able to maintain friendships. That's also part of this, is being, only having limited number of hours in a day. And I got to spread that out with a plethora of medical appointments and paperwork and phone calls and just trying to manage ADLs, which the State Department of Health says I can't even manage those. It's, so of course I've been flagged for depression, because who wouldn't be depressed? How many days a week do you feel completely worthless? All of them. Yes, I do. So it's a great big mess, and I'm glad I'm not suicidal, because let me tell you, we started this process, like I got flagged sometime back in I think like March, and it's now May, and I probably won't even get in for an intake until June. It's a really good thing that I'm not like at a high risk for a mental health crisis, though I must say I am amazed that I have not had a mental health crisis. Amazed, because I don't even know where I get the tenacity, or maybe the audacity to keep moving forward. I don't know where that comes from, because certainly I definitely would have wanted to have given up. It's just not in my nature to give up. It's, they've got the fight, flight, freeze. There's another F word that people sometimes engage with to manage high stress. But I came from a home that was not great. And so, made an activist out of me. So I'm fight. Yeah, so that's probably why I haven't gone off the deep end yet, because I just keep fighting. I fight against, that, and I fight against the system, and I fight against, every challenge in front of me. It's just, I don't feel like I'm winning any of those battles. So with that, thanks for watching.